we can introduce ourselves, right? I am Bante Satyananda. Originally, I born in Bangladesh, and I studied Buddhism in Burma, and practice also meditation about 14 years in Burma and Thailand. Then I came here in United States. So here, after 14 years, I went to in Missouri to practice meditation under one American monk, and I practiced there about 4 months continuously there. And he actually followed the suttas, and most of the time now I follow the suttas and practice loving kindness meditation. So could you introduce yourself, please?
Sorry. My name is Keiko. I'm from Japan, but I live in Brooklyn. I'm a social worker in housing. So it's my first time trying to do meditation because it's my challenge to balance my work and
Very good.
my personal.
Yeah.
And my name is Joe. I'm from New York area my entire life, and I've been coming to here on Tuesday nights for a bit close to a year now, on and off.
And how long do you practice meditation?
So I've been coming here for a year, and then I did go to a different class for a few years before that. But it's always been on and off, truthfully. I've never got into great discipline of regularity.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Ridhima. I live in Brooklyn. It's been like 1.5 years now, I guess. I am from India, and I first came to the Rockaway Center in August last year, and I absolutely loved it. But then I'm really not disciplined well to keep coming back again and again. So I think I went there once or twice more. And here again, I do meditate sometimes, but again, like it's not that I'm doing it every day, or rather even every week. But I try to practice it every moment, like in the sense being there and not getting angry and stuff like that. So which is like a work in progress, obviously. But it helps if you're just mindful that, hey, calm down.
Yeah, great. Okay.
My name's Kara. I'm originally from Australia. I've been a Buddhist and a meditator for about 4 years. I spent 3 of those years living in Asia and learning there, studying and practicing. I'm now a resident at the Rockaway Summer House, amongst other things being a freelance writer and doing a Masters of Buddhist Studies.
Good.
Oh, and I practice loving kindness and breath meditation.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Sandy. I actually live in this neighborhood, and I'm an artist, and I mostly have practiced meditation on my own, reading books and studying about meditation, mostly, in fact, loving kindness.
Yeah.
And I used to come here on Wednesdays and Monday mornings where there was an unguided meditation, but I don't think it's happening anymore, but I dropped out before it stopped happening. But I continued at home on my own. So I do it mostly on my own because it's totally convenient.
Right.
Hi, I'm Dana, and I first started meditating in Japan. I learned there, and I had a very regular practice with a group of meditators and personally on my own. And I kind of got away from it in the past few years, and I just got my master's in developmental psychology, where I did my thesis on the relationship between attachment theory and mindfulness. And I just opened a mindfulness-based parent education business with a friend, so I decided that I need to get more serious about my meditation practice, and this is kind of my launching event.
Good.
For myself.
My name is Gregor. I've been meditating for just slightly over 3 years. I'm from California, and I'm also a resident in Buddhist sites.
Yeah.
I'm Dave. I'm also raised New Yorker. I think in terms of Buddhism and meditation, I'm also as old as Buddhist Insight, because that's who I basically grew up with in terms of Buddhism. As such, I am a Buddhist Insights groupie, and I'm also heavily volunteer with them as well, doing a whole bunch of different things. I do most of the times manage to get to meditate in the morning for 30 minutes, and then before going to bed for 30 minutes. Because I've attended enough retreats where I now wake up at 5 a.m. I go to sleep at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
I'm Yoko. I'm also Buddhist Insights baby. Been meditating about a couple years and been to a bunch of retreats, but I'm not as disciplined and steady because my daily practice is kind of okay. So I would like to get back into that more. That's all I'm gonna say.
Good. Start the mic. Okay. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavatu arahato samma sambuddhassa. Pay homage to the Blessed One. Dear friends, in the Dhamma, today I'd like to talk about loving kindness meditation, how to practice loving kindness meditation in your daily life. So, at the beginning, I will say that before practicing loving kindness meditation, if you keep the 5 precepts, so do you have any idea about the 5 precepts? 5 precepts is number 1, not to kill any living beings. You cannot kill any living beings, when you practice loving kindness meditation. And second, not to steal others' properties. And third, not to commit any adultery. And 4, and not to lie with anyone. And the last one is not to drink in wine or alcohol, So when you keep the 5 precepts very well, then if you practice loving kindness meditation, meditation will progress very, very quickly, So at the beginning, how do you practice loving kindness meditation? Remember a time when you were happy, like when we hold the baby. When you see their eyes, what do you feel? You feel happy, right? So that happy feeling, try to bring up in the center of your chest. So when that happy feeling will rise, warm and glowing feeling will rise in the center of your chest, then you have to make wish. May I be happy. May I be calm. May I be peaceful. May I be full of joy. Someone practice they say verbally, mentally actually, very quickly, but you have to say slowly, because this practice is, you have to feel that. This is the feeling meditation. May I be full of joy. May I be content. And whatever you want to wish, you can wish. Is it clear? Right? And then, at the beginning, you radiate loving kindness to yourself 10 minutes. And then the rest of time, for instance, we will sit here 30 minutes, right? So 10 minutes, you will radiate loving kindness to yourself. And then 20 minutes, you have to choose a spiritual friend. But that friend have to be same sex. Like you are man, you have to choose the man. You are woman, you have to choose the woman. And who is very close to you, who really help you a lot. So try to remember her smiling face, And when that happy feeling you bring up in the center of your chest, then you will start radiating loving kindness to her, to him, the way you did to yourself. So at that time you'll feel how your loving kindness is going and you are sending to her. You feel that. During that time, when 5 hindrances may arise, as I give you the paper, could you see? The sensual desire, number 1, number 2, aversion, hatred or ill, and sleepiness and dullness. You know, when someone practices meditation like that, you know, they get sleepy very easily, and they think that I should not practice today, maybe tomorrow. Dullness, right? Dullness, sleepiness and dullness, and last one, and then after that, what? Restlessness and anxiety. Restlessness, mind wander everywhere. You know, as you said, I want to practice seriously. There is nothing serious. You cannot practice this meditation too seriously. Just whatever arises, let it be, let it go. You cannot push anything, you know. Just take it, everything take it easy, right? So restlessness and anxiety, and last one is doubt. Whatever our teacher is teaching now, maybe this is not true. This is not the right path. This is not the right way. Whatever Buddha taught us, maybe this is not the correct teaching, you know. If such sort of doubt arises in your mind, what will you do? These 5 are called 5 hindrances. So this anyone can arise in your mind. Then you have to use harmonious practice. As I said, recognize it. For example, your mind is here, right? And I am practicing loving kindness. My minds go away. I recognize it and release it. Don't keep attention there continuously. And then relax. This is our brain, right? Around the brain, there is meninge. As in those who are science students, then you'll understand better. So there is meninge. When feeling, sensation, and then thought arise, your mind is tightened, right? Then you get a headache. So what do you have to do? Relax it. Relax it. Just relax. Relax not only in your mind, but it's the whole body. So then you feel relaxing means you are reducing craving. You are overcoming craving. What is the craving? Craving means I like it, I don't like it mind. When sensual desire arises, I like it, I want to get it. That means your craving is increasing, right? You have to recognize it. And I don't like aversion, where you are practicing meditation and then aversion arises, hatred arises. What do? You have to use the harmonious practice. Recognize it, release it, and then relax. Relax whole body. And then bring up the wholesome thought. How? By a smile. So when you smile, then you'll see the wholesome thought will arise in your mind. All the time. Buddha said that bring up the wholesome thought and then stay with the wholesome thought all the time. When unwholesome thought arises, recognize and release. Don't keep attention there, and relax in your mind and the whole body, and bring up the wholesome thought in your mind. How? By smiling, and then stay with the wholesome thought. So, for instance, sensual desire arises. Use the right effort, harmonious practice. Recognize, release, relax, And then bring up the wholesome thought and stay with the wholesome thought. And then aversion arise. Again, use the harmonious practice. And then sleepiness and dullness arise. Use the harmonious practice, right effort. And restlessness and anxiety arise. Use the right effort. And then last one, doubt arise. Use the harmonious practice. Is it clear now? So, at the beginning, as I said, you have to radiate loving kindness to yourself. But everyone, someone, when they practice meditation, they sit like that, like they feel sleepy. So you have to sit, you have to keep your body erect like that, and then don't move back and forth. Someone practice meditation, they do like that, and then they move here and there. No, you have to sit like Buddha statue. In that way you can feel how you radiating loving kindness to yourself, how your loving kindness is going inside, you'll feel that, right? And after 10 minutes, then you start radiating loving kindness to your spiritual friend. Just remember his or her smiling in your face. I can give you one example. When I was practicing meditation in Missouri under my teacher, one of my friends came from Hong Kong. He actually came that center for practicing about 8 days. 4 days he couldn't practice very well, and my teacher gave him forgiveness meditation. Practice forgiveness meditation. I forgive you, you forgive me. I forgive myself, you forgive me. Like that. Even forgiveness meditation he couldn't develop. And he decided he would leave. And then one bhikkhuni, a bhikkhuni means nun, she called me. She told me, Bhante, that guy want to leave. Why? What happened? He couldn't develop his meditation. Then I told him, okay, could you come outside, out of the meditation hall? Then we went outside. And I asked him, how do you practice meditation? Could you tell me? What meditation do you do? He said, I practice forgiveness meditation. Okay, how you are practicing? Then he said, when I close the eyes, then I remember when I was fighting with my ex-girlfriend. all hatred rise in my mind. And then I told, who told you to practice like that? And then he said, I don't know how to do. I close the eyes and then all those things appearing in my mind. No. This is not the right way. Okay. Remember all the wholesome things. Like with your girlfriend, you went to the beach, you went to the restaurant, and when she was smiling with you, that happy feeling, try to bring up in your mind. And when she was happy, when you was happy, that happy feeling bring up in your mind. Then when you feel that, then you start radiating loving kindness to her. When I told him like that, after taking tea, then he went outside. Within 10 minutes, he could develop his meditation. And then he came immediately to me and he bowed me like that. He said, Bhante, I got it. And I told him, please don't try to bring up negative thought, negative thinking. All the wholesome. That's why Buddha already said in the sutta number from Majjhima Nikaya, I think some of you may be not familiar with the middle lane saying, the teaching of the Buddhist scripture. There is one big book. If you go to the Amazon, you will get the middle lane saying Majjhima Nikaya. In that sutta, the sutta number 77, there Buddha mentioned, when unwholesome thought arises, you have to know it. As I said, recognize it. Then don't keep attention there, because this is unwholesome. Don't keep attention continuously. And then bring out the wholesome thought and still the wholesome thought. You may say that Buddha never said for smiling. It's true. Buddha never said, but he said, bring out the wholesome thought. So how do you bring out the wholesome thought? When you smile, you will feel wholesome thought rise in your mind. Right? Then you feel your mind will be clear, pure, agile. You'll feel that. That's why I said this is the feeling meditation. So when you practice gradually and continuously, then you attain the first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. So what does it mean jhana? Jhana means stage of meditation. When you attain the first jhana, do you have any idea about that? Do you know the jhana? Did you hear before?
I must have heard.
You
maybe
heard?
diagnosed. I don't remember.
Okay. The jhana means stage of meditation, the level, first level, second level, third level, fourth level. So when you practice continuously, then you may attain first jhana. So when you attain first jhana, thinking and examining thought, joy, happiness, unification of mind will arise in your mind. 5 hindrances will be absent. 5 hindrances won't arise in your mind. That time you will attain the first jhana. And second jhana, thinking and examining thought, stop, won't arise. Only joy, happiness, the unification of mind will arise. Then you will attain the second jhana. And then the joy and the first, second, and then third, joy won't arise. Joy will stop. Then only happiness, then unification of mind. Then you attain the third jhana. Then happiness also won't arise. Stop. Then your feeling, from here it will come to your head. That time your mind will be so comfortable, so calm, tranquil. You feel that. You attain the fourth jhana. So I think later on, maybe if I have a chance, if I give a Dhamma talk about the sutta, then you will be more familiar. I think Bhante also have a lot of experience about that, because I saw that he usually read the sutta and explain to I watch his Dhamma talk from YouTube. So he also read the sutta, I also read sutta and then explain to the students. So jhana means stage of meditation. And as I said, craving means I like it, I don't like it, mind. When I like it, sensual desire arises, this is also craving. And I don't like it, hatred, ill will, aversion arises, I don't like it, also craving. So these 5 hindrances, most of the people think that enemy for the meditators. If you think that way, I met actually many meditators and teachers also that 5 hindrances not good for the meditators. This is the enemy. You have to think that they are our friend. If you think that way, Because these five hindrances will show you what is craving. Will show you what is craving. If you know that, recognize, release, relax, and bring the wholesome thought and stay the wholesome thought. So when you practice harmonious practice, right effort, again and again, again and again, again and again, then the five hindrances will be weaker, 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 weaker. And then eventually you can practice meditation 5 minutes without hindrances, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 25 minutes, like that. Then your mind will be stronger and stronger than before, you know. So these are the basic instructions about the loving kindness meditation. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Now, do you have any question about that? But all of you know the five hindrances, right? Now, this paper for you, you can take it, okay? And then, okay, go ahead.
Can I ask one question?
Yes, yes.
About the staying with the wholesome thought. So you mentioned like the Buddha taught, bring up the wholesome thought.
Right, bring up
and
the
that's
wholesome
good.
thought.
But then when you say stay with the wholesome thought, you mean like hold one wholesome thought, like concentration? Because it's like in like I talk about a sutta now, Dvaitavitaka Sutta. In
No,
the
stay,
Majjhima Nikaya.
keep the wholesome thought. Stay wholesome thought means keep the wholesome thought continuously.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not talking here concentration.
Okay.
Stay with the wholesome thought means, when you smile all the time, Buddha said we are happy. We are the happiest one. It means when you smile all the time, you are happy. When you go outside, if you say good morning to anyone, you are practicing loving kindness. Don't wait someone say you good morning first. You have to say first. That means you are practicing loving kindness meditation. If you say someone should tell me good morning, and then your face is like show. So our face, some people when they see when you go outside, their face is look like they're very full of tension. They are not happy at all. So if we can be happy first, then we also can make others happy, right? So to be happy ourselves, what I have to do? We have to watch our mind. How do you know? Can anybody answer what is the definition of mindfulness? Mindfulness.
Letting go and being present, non-judgment.
Let it go. And say again.
Being present and reflecting without judgment.
Right, it's also correct. And I can say also like that, how mind's attention moving from one thing to another. How your mind is moving from one thing to another. When you watch it, when you can see that your mindfulness very clear, very strong. When we practice meditation, then we are focusing loving kindness. Then sometimes our mind moves from here to there, and you are watching that. That means you are mindful. So like five hindrances, anyone, sensual desire rise. I know it. I understand it. Right? And use the harmonious practice right effort. Your mindfulness is clear. Right? And then hatred rise. Use the right harmonious practice. That means your mindfulness is sharp. Right? And then sleepiness, dullness. Someone, they don't know what is going on. They just sit down and then feel sleepy like that, and again wake up and again feel sleepy like that. That means they are not mindful at all. And then restlessness. I am practicing here, my mind go to the home. I am remembering what my son is doing, what my daughter is doing, right? Restlessness. So you have to use the right effort that time. So this is the key. This is the key. So 5 hindrances: sensual desire, aversion, sleepiness and dullness, restlessness and anxiety, and doubt. When anyone will arise, use the right effort. Is it clear? Is it clear? So this practice, not only 30 minutes, but when you are going outside, you can radiate loving kindness to a spiritual friend. As I said, 10 minutes for yourself, and then the rest of time to your spiritual friend. From here you are going home. What will you do? You can start radiating loving kindness to a spiritual friend. You are taking shower, you are cooking, you are doing other things. Just radiating loving kindness to your spiritual friend. So in that way, your mind will be sharper and sharper, Then eventually you can attain the jhanas, all jhanas stages. So that's it. I think if you have any question, okay.
We have a couple questions from the live stream.
Okay.
One is, are those hindrances regarding meditation?
Of course, they are also part of the practice. So when those hindrances, as I said, we should not think that those hindrances are our enemy. Because you see, when you read the modern book, they mention these hindrances are the enemy of meditators. We have to think that this is also part of meditation. These hindrances will show you where is craving. That means hindrances will help in you, right? Hindrances come in, I know that, and how to handle it. So just right effort, recognize, release, relax, and then bring the wholesome thought, keep the wholesome thought continuously. It's also part of practice. Second question?
She had, it's not so much a question, but as a response to your earlier question of what mindfulness is.
Yeah.
She wrote, awareness on what's going right now in the moment.
Awareness?
Awareness on what's going on right now in the moment.
It's sort of the same thing.
Same things, yeah.
It's
Awareness and mindfulness, almost the same thing, right? Because this is the English, there are many words in English. Yes, as I mentioned, aversion, hatred, ill will, right? Same meaning. We call in Pali dosa, right? Lobha, greed, lust, and I don't know other English. And then moha, delusion, ignorance, and maybe some other scholar translated others, So awareness means mindfulness.
She says thank you.
Yeah. Any more questions? So if no more question, I think we should practice right now. So what I teach you here, I think just sit down nicely. I think I also sit down. You can sit on the chair, no problem. Okay? Just straight to your body, and then remember a time when you were happy. When that happy feeling will rise in your mind, in the center of your chest, then you start radiating loving kindness to yourself. 10 minutes, and then 20 minutes, choose one spiritual friend and send loving kindness to her or to him. Okay? Just to remember a time when you were happy. When that happy feeling will arise in the center of your chest, you make wish. May I be happy. May I be calm. May I be peaceful. If you can sit more than 30 minutes, go more deeper, you know, but not less than 30 minutes. When I practiced under my teacher, I said 4 hours, one sitting, without moving. First time, he asked me, how long did you sit? 1 hour. Sit more. Second day, he interviewed me. How long did you sit? 2 hours. And third day, he asked me, how long did you sit? 3 hours. And then last day, he asked me, how long did you sit? 4 hours. And he told me, please sit more. No, I cannot sit more than that. 4 hours is enough. You cannot move, you know. He said, without moving, you have to sit 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. I say even more than 4 hours. So other meditator can sit, you know, especially some American and from the Westerner, they can sit long time. But if you cannot sit on the floor, you can sit on the chair. You also can meditate, but sit longer. And try to practice meditation early morning. Early morning meditation will be very good meditation. I practice early morning, and then even in my daily life, I practice all the time. Just think that unwholesome thought not rising in your mind. Right? Do you have any questions? We have a few minutes actually. We have 6 minutes. Yeah. You don't have it. What do you feel after this practice? I think did anyone teach what I delivered today?
Bante said also sometimes that's...
He also talked about loving kindness meditation, right? Oh, okay. So you know already. Yes.
So Bhante Vimalaramsa, he talks about loving kindness meditation, forgiveness meditation.
Forgiveness meditation.
And he one time said that one should not practice both. One should only do one or the other.
Right. Some of them cannot develop, cannot radiate, cannot practice loving kindness. It's not coming in their mind, you know. At the beginning, he said, please practice loving kindness. But they cannot practice it. They cannot develop their mind. They cannot bring the feeling of loving kindness. So he gave them forgiveness meditation. Practice forgiveness meditation first. So when you can develop forgiveness meditation, then he change meditation. Forgiveness to loving kindness.
In my case, I can develop loving kindness.
Yeah,
I
for
can have
you.
the sensation, but I'm still angry. Like I'm wondering if that's exclusive. Like if I'm angry at somebody in particular, can I practice forgiveness meditation for that specific situation?
For that, you can do. I forgive myself. Okay, if someone angry with you at the beginning, I forgive myself. You forgive me. Okay, if you do forgiveness meditation for yourself, I forgive myself not to understand. Right? You have to practice like that. If you practice for yourself.
I forgive
But
myself.
if someone angry with you, I forgive myself not to understand. You forgive me. Right? So you have to practice that way. So your question is very important. I'm still angry. You know, when you attain non-returner, anagami, then you can stop your anger. Otherwise, no. Still anger will arise. As I said, the hindrances. You see the hindrances. So these 5 hindrances will entirely stop when you attain arahant. So I think next week on 30, right? 30th. So I will come here again because I have an appointment with the Bhante. So that day I will talk Sutta number 21, the simile of soul. So then you understand more about loving kindness. In that sutta, I don't want to say something from me. Whatever I will talk from the sutta, so that you can understand better. You know, so you'll have a lot of questions. I know. Then I'll try my best to answer. So how to live in the family life all the time, the loving kindness. In that sutta, very, very clearly, someone can speak with you timely and untimely. They may angry and they may use the harsh word. What will you do? In that sutta may explain very clearly. Did you listen?
Yeah.
Sutta
If
number
you get
21?
attacked by robbers and they're cutting off your arms, cutting off your legs, cutting off your head, I think they'd be happy. That's it. I hold one quarter of my heart, loving kindness. Like.
Did you read Vidahika and Kali? The story Vidahika and Kali, mistress Vidahika. Very interesting, right? Yeah. So I think the others, you didn't listen, right? Did you read that sutta? I'll talk next week.
Kali?
Videhika and Kali.
Yeah.
Kali, the servant girl. And the mistress.
Oh!
In that sutta, Buddha explained already Vidahika and Kali. Vidahika was the mistress, Vidahika, and servant Kali. So most of the people said that Vidahika is peaceful lady, she's very gentle and she never angry with anyone. Then servant Kali thought that, okay, let me examine her. Let me see how she's thinking. And then she get up late, he says, and Vidahika said, hey Kali, why you wake up late? Why did you wake up late? And then she said, no problem. I just wake up a little bit late. And then she's getting more angry. You know, and then second question, third question, fourth question. Then eventually she I think she beat, right? She beat in her head, the blood fell down, and she said to neighborhood, "You see the vehicles activities? Everyone said that she was very kind. Nobody see her anger. She was peaceful. See her activities now." And from that time, people understood that she's not peaceful lady at all. I'll talk about that sutta maybe the next week. So maybe if I come later on, I may talk the more suttas from Majjhima Nikaya and Samyutta Nikaya. Usually I give talk from Majjhima Nikaya and Samyutta Nikaya, the connected discourses, and then the middle lane saying. Yeah, so then the loving kindness meditation will be more clear to you. So just try to practice like that.